Welcome back, everyone, to Pontos Fathom Hobbies. This is Season 5 of Eldritch Horror. It's Episode 8, and we're actually on Turn 9 of our Cities in Ruins. Let's get right into it. We're real close to winning. We've got 2 mysteries solved. We've got the Ancient Catholian on the board here, and we're closing in on the last Ancient Catholian that's in the pyramids. So I think I'm going to go ahead and, first of all, I'm going to get Bob Jenkins to do his last asset acquiring. So we can acquire an asset here. And they're all reduced to 1, so I think he'll just take this Gatling gun. And that will give him the 5th Eldritch token for doing business. So with the 5th Eldritch token, he can gain the jackpot reward. So let's see what the jackpot reward is. The jackpot reward is, when you gain this card, gain the silver-tongued condition. You may spend 2 success to gain 1 clue as a part of an acquire assets. So let's see what the silver-tongued condition is. Silver-tongued condition he gains. You may reroll 1 die when resolving a test. Okay, so this is cool. And then he will move on to the pyramids. Also, Roland Banks will fly to the pyramids. He will use his airplane service. He will fly to the pyramids. He will also heal. So he'll perform a rest action. And he will fly to the pyramids with his private flight. And when you perform a rest action, you may spend 1 clue or test mind -2. So he can actually test and re-roll the dice up to twice for that. So he can spend that test. Let's have him. So he actually gets to roll 2. And he gets the pass. If you pass, you gain 1 talent condition. So he also gains a talent condition. And he gets Moxie. And you can reroll a dice. And the private flight for Roland, he'll come to the pyramids. Private flight, discard. And lastly, Ashcan he's already healed up. Well, let's give him a token. No, he can't get it. I can get a focus. And then he will move up as well. So we've got the 3 characters at the pyramids against the last of the ancient Chthonians. And let's go ahead with Bob Jenkins. He gets 3, 4. Let's first reveal the ancient Chthonian here. He has to do the mind test first. He gets a plus to that and a plus to that. And he gains 2 of that, so that passes. And then next strength would be 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's 5 and 4. And the magical trinket, another +1. So the Lodge Hunter gives him +1. The Gatling gun gives him +5. The trinket gives him another +1. So this might be it. So let's see. We'll take -2 out of that, actually. So -2. And then it's 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Done. Okay, so encounters phase done. For the monster, he can have a pyramid encounter, I suppose. So we'll do 3 pyramid encounters here. So pyramid encounter 1 is just a wilderness encounter. Past where your campfire allows you to see, you hear voices chanting. You try to draw a protective sigil on the ground. The protective sigil on the ground, that's going to be Bob Jenkins rolling 5. You pass. The next morning, you see cult activity and you gain a clue. So he can gain a clue. Bob Jenkins. Okay, next is encounter phase for Roland Banks, again in wilderness. You scrape away years of moss and lichen from the stone altar, uncovering a series of prehistoric symbols. You think you can interpret the carvings. So Roland Banks tries to interpret carvings. He gets 3. Passes. If you pass, you gain a clue. He will also gain a clue. And lastly, encounter wilderness for Ashcan Pete. Ashcan Pete. You help a young woman search the countryside for her uncle. If you pass, okay, so he has observation plus this. 5. He passes, you gain a clue. So he also gains a clue. So everybody's got clues now. And that's going to be it for this encounter phase. So we beat the Chthonians. We've placed the 2 Chthonians on the mystery. But again, the mystery says at the end of the Mythos phase, we still have to do the Mythos phase. So let's reveal our Mythos phase. And we've got the Augur of Destruction. So first of all, we advanced the omen. The old woman's fingers dig through the deer's entrails, reading the future by some unfathomable being. In the end, she warns of certain doom approaching from a large city. Okay, so let's go ahead and go into the reckoning phase. So the reckoning phase, the Chthonians are both dead. The cultists have to roll. 2, doom advances, and we have to read a disaster, and then let's just do the other ones so I don't lose track. 1, we advance twice. So doom advances twice. We get to read a disaster card for these guys. So let's and also this monster moved to the pyramids. Sorry, we have to resolve that monster first. So let's get the disaster ready. Let's just fight off this monster, and I guess we can have Roland fight the monster. He's got +2, 4. So he can roll his 3, passes the mind test, rolls his strength is 2, 3, 4. Can re-roll for 2 dice for his strength. Oh, he also has his the truth is out there. He has 3 Eldritch tokens here, so he can get the By the Book award. So let's just read what his By the Book award is. By the Book. When you gain this card, set aside 2 random service assets from the deck. You may use your passive ability up to twice per round. Okay, so he can gain some more by the books. Does he have anything good here? Service. You have to replace this one. Painkillers. Okay, so he can put 2 services aside, this one and this one. And we can put 2 more out here. Service. Okay, so that's fine. Okay, so let's go ahead and have him do his strength roll. So it's 2, 4. He gets 2. He's also able to re-roll up to 2 dice. So he can re-roll the 2 dice, and he gets a 5. That's for 3. So the mummy is killed anyway. No worries. So that was when the mummy was spawned. That's fine. We move him to the pyramids. That is fine. The cultists have already advanced doom. Well, now we have to read this doom card. So unnatural occurrences leave Rome in shambles. The air is thick with a sulfurous fog. Judging by your fissures in the ground, you determine the source of the occult devastation beneath the Vatican. Each investigator on Rome loses 5 sanity. Each investigator in an adjacent space loses 3 sanity. Rome is devastated. So now we all lose 3 sanity unless we gain a cursed condition. So let's go ahead and lose 3 sanity. So it's talent of Moxie. If you were to gain 2 or more sanity, prevent the loss of 1 sanity, then flip this card. Moxie, you take a deep breath and calm your nerves. Let your thoughts slip back. You gain 1 focus. So he only loses 2 sanity, Roland Banks. The rest of them lose 3 sanity from this. So that's quite helpful. And right, so that's okay. That's we're resolving this devastation effect. We all lose 3 sanity, and then Rome is devastated, and we've put the Rome is devastated. So we've got another devastation. Oh, I put it on London before. Sorry, Rome is devastated. So that's cool. We got to see Rome devastated as well. Let's move on to the. So that's candles in the window. So we're still going through Reckoning Phase. All right, so Reckoning Phase. We've done the cultists. We've spawned the devastation from Space 11. On the Reckoning Phase of Candles in the Window, we discard this card. So that's discarded. On the Reckoning of... Each investigator has to lose 2 health and or sanity. So let's do 2 health this time. And he'll do 1 and 1. So 2 health from Jenkins, 1 health and 1 sanity for 1 health and 1 sanity for Roland Banks, and 2 health for Ashcan Pete. So that's kind of brutal. So that's a huge reckoning. So that reckoning is done. And we take the 6, the toll of Shudmel's 6, toss those into the container here. This is coming down to like the numbers of how many reckonings we can survive. So are there any other reckonings here? For the blessed condition on a reckoning, we roll 1 die. On a 1 or a 2, so nothing. Any other reckonings? No. Any other reckonings for Roland Banks? No. Reckonings for Ashcan Pete. He has a meditation. Reckoning, you flip this card. It says, you have learned to quickly quiet your thoughts. It has made it easier for you to cope with troubling thoughts. Recover 1 sanity and flip this card. That is great. On the reckoning, he gets a sanity. Wow, that's a great card. So... so this is the meditation condition. When you perform when you get a reckoning, you flip the card and it says, you have learned to quickly quiet your thoughts. It has made it easier for you to cope with troubling thoughts and to let go of past traumas. Recover 1 sanity and then keep the card as well. Wow, what a card. He also, though, has the Dark Pact condition. So let's roll 1 die for the Dark Pact. And he gets a 2 on a roll of 1, so... nothing there. Wow, okay, so that was a long reckoning phase. Let us go now to spawn the monster, spawn a gate. So we spawn a new gate. Rome does not spawn a gate, I believe, right, guys? Rome does not spawn a gate. In a devastated city. No, we can spawn a gate there. So Rome can spawn a gate, even though it's devastated. Which kind of makes sense, like the earthquake under the Vatican, some hellhole opens up, and from there, monsters emerge. We get 2 monsters in the monster. We've got a Jiangshi, and a Gnopfke. And then when this monster is spawned, you move him to the Himalayas, so that's fine. So he jumps out of the Vatican and runs to the Himalayas, and then there's some kind of Chinese... creature that jumps through, mythological creature jumps through, And we've spawned our gate. So the old woman's figures dig deep into the deer's entrails. In the end, she warns of certain doom approaching. Event: draw and resolve a disaster. So we can draw and resolve one last disaster because we don't have. Let's just draw a disaster for fun. Otherworldly rifts. Otherworldly rifts. An electric shock courses through you. Nearby glass windows and various ceramic shudder into pieces and begin to rise. The air itself is punctured by an invading void. Spawn a number of gates indicated by the reference card. So spawn one gate in Buenos Aires with 2 monsters. Then spawn one monster on each space containing a gate. So 2 monsters here, Buenos Aires, and then 1 monster here, 1 monster here, and 1 monster here. Now the cultist, does it immediately have an effect? I see it has an effect. Use the cultist information. So on a 1 or 2 advance doom, so we can do that. So no doom advancing. Then for this tico, nothing. And then this one, it says the poltergeist. When this monster is spawned, the lead investigator gains a bane condition. So the lead investigator gets a bane condition. When you gain this card, discard 1 ally. So he's going to discard his Lodge Hunter, I guess. So he has to discard this bane condition. He discards the Lodge Hunter ally. And that is going to be it. So we got this otherworldly rift. We've spawned more gates. End of the Mythos phase. And we have completed the 3rd of the active mysteries. When 3 active mysteries have been solved, we solve the game. Shudmel slumbers deep beneath the African city of Garn. He's still sleeping there. He's not going to wake up. We didn't encounter him, so let's just do a normal victory. And we've got these 1 of 4 Shudmel victory cards. I'll just shuffle these up. Let's see what we get. And here we go. Shudmel victory. The shape of water. In the Grand Hall of Solano, which came up a number of times. We had the Hall of Solano come up another time. You found a spell used by Dagon, Hydra, and Clea to build their Cyclopean underwater cities. With his help, they telepathically influence the water, forcing the lake to shape and change its course. This witchcraft is capable of harming anyone, but chthonic worms are an exception because, as you found out, they are the subterranean creatures are terribly afraid of water and avoid the seas and rivers. You invite the sorcerers of the Silver Twilight Lodge to try this magic against the underground monster. It takes some time for the sorcerers to learn the shape of water in the air into huge clots, after which, with the help of mediums, they are directed into the bottomless holes left by the Chthonians in the destroyed cities. Running into the heavy water jets as they were moving along the winding tunnels, the worms in horror left the surface of the Earth's crust, hiding in the hot layers of the magma beneath. Since then, there have been no further news of new attacks. So the idea of this is the Silver Twilight Lodge helps us to use a water spell from the Grand Halls of Solano. So like you go through the portal to the Grand Halls of Solano, and there's a water spell that's been used by Dagon, Hydra, etc., to telepathically control the special water. And what they've done is they've cast those spells into all the ruined cities, sent that water underneath, and stopped Shudmel. So, it's a pretty cool ending, right? Shudmel victory by the investigators. We'll do a quick wrap-up after this, and thanks for watching. Investigators win this time, and let's do some post-game comments, and we'll talk to you later. Thanks a lot for making it this far, and leave your comments below. Bye-bye.